first time out on 20 Questions Live. I am joined by Heather Foster, who is part of the audio description community. We're glad to have her. This is also in partnership with the ADNA. Cool. Heather, why don't you give a little introduction before we get into 20 questions?
Okay. Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm Heather Foster. I'm a voice actor. I live in Houston, Texas. I've been doing audio description for about 2 years now, and I love the genre. And so I'm excited to be here and talk. And I love movies and television. That's my jam. So yeah, this is all my favorite stuff. And talking to you.
Okay, we got 20 questions to knock out.
Okay.
So, of course, we're going to start with the first one, which is very important. I'm sure the entire audience is waiting to hear your answer on this question.
Okay.
If pineapple is on pizza, is it still pizza?
Oh, God. It's pizza, but it's pizza that I have to hold my nose to eat. I have to pick them off. I'm not a pineapple girl.
So you could eat the pizza with pineapple residue, but not with pineapple actively on it. So
yeah, there'll be a little
right
pile of pineapple on my plate after I'm done. Yes. And
no
I like pineapple, but not together.
Just not on pizza. All right. So question number 2, and this one's a little bit more for the season. What's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite oh my gosh. I just watched this movie like 2 months ago, Hereditary. Oh my God. Terrifying. Literally had trouble sleeping for several nights.
That's definitely up there for a lot of people, and Ari Aster is definitely making a name for himself through the horror community. So it's a solid choice. I think horror fans will appreciate that one.
Sweet.
All right. Number 3, if you could have anyone, not just a narrator, but anyone in the entire existence of ever, do the audio description for your life,
oh God,
who would that person be?
Oh gosh, this is a fantastic question. I'm gonna Emma Thompson.
That you're a big fan of the Stranger Than Fiction movie where she's essentially narrating Will Ferrell's life.
Exactly, but there's just she's bright, she's funny, she's snarky, and there's this intelligence through the whole thing, and like I just feel like she would be slightly disapproving of all of my choices. So I think that would be funny. Yeah.
All right. I love Emma Thompson as well. She's a fantastic actor. I'm really sad she didn't get an Oscar nomination last year for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. So, number 4, have you ever casually watched, not intentionally watched, but just happened to stroll through something that you've worked on audio description for and found it hard to not overthink the project? Like you can no longer enjoy the film because
I don't.
It's you on the project.
I don't watch anything I do and listen to the audio description that I did. The first big project that I booked was Curb Your Enthusiasm season 11. Hilarious. I love Larry David. I love it. It didn't ruin the show for me. I was excited to be on the show and be part of it. I cannot listen to my audio description. In fact, I would go back if I could and redo it. I just didn't quite nail it the way I wanted to nail certain things. You know, like he gives everything. He has such a great forehead. His brows and his expressions. The show's quirky and silly, and the music does a really good job. There's the dialogue and stuff like that. It's funny, but there's so much, and I just don't think I did it justice. It kind of makes me physically a little sick to my stomach when I'm doing the audio description. I love audio description. I love their people, but I'm just trying to get better all the time. Like oh gosh, I want to do that again. I want to do that again because I could do it so much better.
So what you're saying is your enthusiasm for Curb Your Enthusiasm has been curbed.
For my performance.
Because of your performance. Okay, I got it. Following that lovely question, we are up to question 6, I believe. What TV show do you believe, just as a guess, that you've seen the most episodes of? What TV show do you watch the most?
You know, now I can consume whole seasons, and like I just finished The Bear, right? Season 2, and I finished that up in like 3 days. So, but there's only 10 episodes now on these streaming services, right?
Yeah.
But I have probably seen more episodes of The Simpsons than anything else because there are more episodes, and I grew up with The Simpsons. Not grew up, I was 18 or whatever when it came out, but I'm 54 years old now. It's been on for a long time, and it never fails to disappoint. Sure, there are some that are better than others, but there's always something really great in every single episode. So yeah, I gotta go with The Simpsons. Yeah.
Solid answer.
Thanks.
What movie from your childhood that did you love as a child and you would still defend to the death
Oh,
today at 54?
the sad thing is I don't know who let me watch this movie as a child, but Jaws, right? I was 8
I
when
think we
Jaws
all
came
watched
out.
Jaws as kids for
I
some
right.
reason.
And my grandparents had a lake house at the Lake of the Ozarks, which is a freshwater. I mean, it's a man-made like freshwater lake, and
But
I
there
was
still might have been a
terrified
shark.
to
Yeah.
go into the lake. And there was like, Heather, there are no sharks here. I was for sure that Jaws was going to eat me. And I just watched Jaws a couple of weeks ago. It was on, and I sat down and watched it, and it holds up. It's a fantastic film.
Time for another silly question.
Okay,
Coffee or tea?
coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like the coffee drinkers in here.
Right,
Just
right.
you won
I
the
would
over.
mainline coffee if I were able to.
Question number 9 is: who is your favorite actor or actress to watch on anything? TV shows, movies?
Oh gosh, it depends on the project. For me, casting directors should get Academy Awards, right? Because it's the
Yeah.
casting, it's the casting, it's the casting. But I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I love him. He's such an amazing actor. His whole thing in Sherlock. I don't know if you saw the Sherlock series that he did. It started with the
I
BBC.
never watched
Oh my gosh,
Sherlock,
it's so good, so
but I
good.
do like me some Benedict Cumberbatch. So
Oh my gosh, I love him. But that kind of made me to start to be an actor again. I was an actor as a kid, and then I did stage stuff when I was in school. I didn't pursue it as a career. But when I was watching Sherlock, he's just so good at what he does. It kind of inspired me to start acting again. So I kind of, my whole career now is like an homage to Benedict Cumberbatch.
all right. So number 9, following up on that question, let's take Sherlock out of the equation. Other than
Okay.
Sherlock, what is your favorite Benedict Cumberbatch performance?
Besides Sherlock, I love him as Doctor Strange. I loved him in the voice he did for in The Lord of the Rings, Schmog or whatever. He was the dragon, but he does
Yeah,
the voiceover,
yeah, Smog. Yeah.
and there's a video of him doing it, and his entire body and face contorts, and he almost looks like a dragon. It's pretty insane. And then he did in England, he did an in the round theater of Frankenstein. And in one night he would play Frankenstein's monster, and the next one he would play Frankenstein. It was really cool. He and Johnny Lee Miller would switch roles every other night. Those are some of my standouts that come to mind.
What's your favorite comfort movie when you're not feeling great? What's that movie that you put on?
The one that always makes me happy is 16 Candles.
Okay, it feels appropriate based on the age range.
Right, my
So
age and yeah, all that. It's not very
it's a
PC.
classic.
It is a
John
classic.
Hughes, it's a
Yeah,
classic. So,
we gotta go with that. 16 Candles.
what's your favorite thing to eat at Taco Bell?
Burrito Supreme. I had one yesterday. I literally ate that yesterday at Taco Bell.
Well, that was a good guess on restaurant because your answer might have been like, I've never been there and I never will.
I know, right? No, I've definitely been there. It's one of my faves.
Which TV program was canceled too soon, in your opinion?
This one really bummed me out. Glow on Netflix, right?
They have a completed episode that they won't show us.
That made me so mad.
Yes.
And you could see like it was going good places. It was so exciting, and
And
I
it was the
love that
final
show.
season.
That was it. No more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glow.
That's a great answer. I'm so mad at Netflix for
Right?
Glow. If I'm
It
ever in
actually
the
pissed
room
me
with
off.
Netflix one day, I'm gonna be like, by the way,
By the
I'm
way,
still mad at you for Glow.
oh
Like I've
yeah,
been mad at you for years.
yeah. I'm
About
still
Glow.
harboring a definite, deep-scented resentment on the
With
whole
all the
Glow thing.
shows that came out of the pandemic that we had to wait like years for multiple seasons,
No,
and they were like, yeah, it's just gonna be too long of a wait for the new season of Glow. And I'm like,
what?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty certain we just got the second season of Good Omens. Like, how long did that take?
It just came
Like,
out. I know.
Jesus. You know? Glow. Great
Yeah.
answer. I love
Thank
that
you.
answer.
Thank
I'm a
you.
fan now. I'm dialed in. What's your favorite thing to eat while watching a movie?
Eating in front of the television is my favorite thing to do. I got kids and they're in high school now, and I try to eat dinner and meals at the table with them, but on my own, anything Chinese food, pizza, Taco Bell, popcorn, anything. So I love to eat in front of the television. It is such a treat.
If you could be the narrator on any
Mm.
movie for the rest of time, So
Ah,
that way, anytime anybody in the blind community watched that movie, it was always your voice. Which film would you want your voice attached to?
one of my favorite movies is Terms of Endearment, and I've seen
Mhm.
that movie so many times. I would love to be a part of that movie. When I describe, I've actually narrated things and I've cried in it, and I have to stop and like take a moment and not cry during it. I don't know, like there are certain scenes in Terms of Endearment that would take me a long time to get through.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Terms of Endearment.
Question 15. What is your favorite cartoon? It can either be a movie or a TV show, but it's got to be a cartoon.
American Dad.
American Dad. All right.
It's so good.
Yep. It's amazing it's still running too. So
I know it's so good.
if you could go see one musician in concert, who would it be?
One musician, is it somebody I've never seen before?
Anybody, free ticket. You get a free ticket to go see anyone you want in concert. Living. Let's go with living.
Gosh, I'd love to get a ticket to see Taylor Swift, but I guess I can go see her at the movie theaters now. I'm not even that giant. I mean,
What if
I
that has
like
audio
her.
description?
Does it have audio description? It should.
That's what I said. I wonder if it does.
I always go see Wilco. That's my favorite band in the world. So I would just go to another Wilco show. Literally, I think it was like 27 times I've seen them, but I would go
Yeah.
again.
Question number 17. Least favorite movie slash TV show?
Mike Myers, there was a new show that he did on Netflix like about 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, the Pentaveret?
It
Yeah,
was
the Pentaveret.
awful.
Something like that.
I could
Yeah.
I only watched it for about 15 minutes and I want those 15 minutes back.
Really made me miss Austin Powers. I was like, why
I
did you stop making Austin
know.
Powers movies?
And here's the thing that I think is so brilliant about that though. And it's the same creator, the same kind of setup, kind of, like the goofy characters and the whole thing. And it's weird how one thing worked so well and this other thing didn't. I thought that
Yeah.
was fascinating, but I wasn't fascinated enough to keep going as to why. I just turned it off like everybody else did.
Favorite sports team?
Kansas City Chiefs. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, born and raised there.
I feel like Taylor Swift would like that answer.
I'm loving Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I know everyone's sick of them. I don't care. I love them. I'm very excited. I hope they get married.
Very much a Swiftie. All right.
She permeates all of our worlds. We're just living in Taylor's world. That's all.
Number 19. What's your favorite film of this year so far? What movie have you seen? What's the best picture in your head right now?
I really, really liked Barbie. I did. I liked it
A lot of
as
people
like
did.
as an art piece. I mean, it
It's a
was
solid
a
choice.
very well done. Great social messages. It asked a lot of questions. It didn't answer any questions, but it asked a lot of questions. It was thought provoking. It was pretty to look at. The acting was solid. I think Greta will get nominated for multiple awards. I think she'll win for best screenplay. That's my call early. Ryan Gosling is a revelation as Ken. I laughed at every single thing he did. He was amazing. I sound like an airhead, but I mean, Barbie was a really good movie.
I think it's probably going to get Best Picture nomination. So
I think it will. I think it'll
you may be on course with that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been some deviations from that. The director of The Hurt Locker, Bigelow, but most of the time, like when they seems like there's a woman that is a big force behind a movie, they'll nod at her with a screenplay, like Emma Thompson or like Sarah Polley from last year with Women Talking. That's why I think that she's a heavy favorite. Greta is for winning the best screenplay because that seems to be one that they will give to women more.
It depends. It depends on whether or not they run an original or adapted. They're pushing for original right now.
Yeah, I would think she'd get original because the story was all her. I mean, I know it's based on a character, but her directing was fantastic and that she was this force to get this done. Have you seen it yet?
I have not. I have all these damn streaming services, and that's coming to Max, and I know it's coming to Max.
I wonder who will do the audio description. I would think they would want. Somebody narrated that. There was a voice in it. Was it Emma Thompson? There was a like kind of a voice of God throughout the film. That would be neat to have someone of that kind of a mature, authoritative, all-knowing woman that would do these little pieces of exposition to move the story along. And I think that would be a good choice. I'm always interested how the audio description gets cast. It's an interesting thing sometimes.
Question number 20 is, who are your favorite people? Who do you want to give a shout out to of people that work in the audio description community?
There are so many people. I predominantly work with Zoo Digital, and the entire group at Zoo, they're just so nice and friendly and professional and easy to work with. I love working with the whole staff are great. Roy Samuelson has been a mentor, a friend. He's always, in my opinion, raising the bar and encouraging us as narrators to do better, to listen to the community and to strive to do better. Ellie Schiff, I think he's putting out amazing work. His work in Succession is like really
fantastic.
he's a great
Fingers crossed he'll
guy.
watch this video and he'll be like, yeah, I can do that.
I know. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll tell him like, hey man, it's so fun. It's so fun. And Ingrid Tudor, she did Promising Young Female, which I thought was a fantastic movie. She was the audio
Yeah.
describer of that. I thought she did a great job, and it's a very tight knit, cool community. I've gotten to know a lot of the narrators. I think we're all in alignment in that we want to do better and continue to move forward. And it's changed even the last 2 years. Like when I started, the direction was like kind of here's the tone and just don't put too much on it. Don't put too much sauce on it. And then throughout the last 2 years, it's like, no, add some humanity, add some, you're telling a story, you're helping support a story. And so I think we've all been really good at communicating feedback that we get and constructive criticism and stuff like that. Those are some of my peeps.
Well, those are some great shout outs and some big names and people I recognize and love when they show
Yeah.
up at the end of and I see their names at the end of things. I'm like, yeah, that's why it sounded great.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here. And if you're watching, please click like and subscribe. I'm John Stark. I'm a blind film critic. And if you're listening to this on the ADNA podcast, thank you for listening to that as well. And I hope to be back with many more 20 Questions Live in the near future. Thanks, Heather.